Hello everyone. So, my husband got called to jury duty today, so he asked me to take over his phone for him for today, because if he actually ends up having to serve the whole day, he will not get a chance to get out and do anything. So, I have two phones that I'm working on. And I will be getting out and going for a walk in a little while. Dropped my daughter off because she needed to do some stuff, and she's not feeling the best, but so where I dropped her off was my brother's house, so she can get done what she needs to get done, and I can get stuff done, get my streaming done, and whatever that way. I'm actually going to, when I'm done streaming with you guys, probably come record some videos for my other channel too, so hopefully can get a lot done today and have a successful day. So, and who knows, maybe I will try in the fortress, the next level fortress, the forest chamber 3, we will see. Now that I remember a little bit about some of the things I need to do with that, because it's been a while since I fought above where it says I'm just fine fighting. So I do know a lot of people were trying to get through the forest levels and to the dark levels by Wizards Unite Fan Festival time, but I know they were doing it in groups too, and sometimes that can be beneficial. If you're in a group, it can be easier to get in the higher levels, because you can each take what you're strong to, rather than deal with some of you being, or rather than have to deal with the ones you're weak to. So I hit that I'm a passenger while we were at a stop sign, and I'm headed to, I was going to head, maybe I will probably skip our usual place and go walk a little bit on the Planet Walk. I'm not going to walk as much as I probably would have otherwise. Yesterday after I streamed, I mean, you guys saw I was walking for at least, it wasn't a long while, and I get that, but that was on top of what I usually do, so, and I'm only supposed to barely push it. Well, then I went for another walk in the afternoon because my husband went to do some Pokemon Go stuff, and I was bored. I mean, literally, I was like, I am not just going to sit here. I had like 0.1 left, I didn't have very much left on my port key, and I wanted to get that to open up, and I didn't have very much, and I was literally just going to be sitting there, and it was obvious at first he's like, well, I'm just going to trade with him, and so I thought, okay, I'll walk just a tiny bit, and I'll be just fine. well, then they sat there and they talked and they talked. It was obvious it was going to be quite a while. So then I went and I walked around for quite a ways, which meant I pushed things a bit too much with my body, and I could feel it all night. So that's not good. It actually can weaken my muscles, because if I push too hard, it can actually cause my muscles to weaken instead of strengthen, which is what gets a lot of people with EDS in trouble, and then they get worse and worse rather than better and better. So I may not walk, but I do want to get some walking. I have PT later today, so I need to take that into account. But luckily, my PT is amazing, and he bases what we need to do on what I have done for the day and what I haven't done, etc. So I will, and some of it is just, okay, here's what I want you doing for the next week. Sometimes that's all of it, is, okay, here's how I want you doing this, here's how I want you doing that, etc. And that's very beneficial for me. So I'm going to walk for a little ways with both phones. I might stop and do the fortress here. We will see. Obviously, I have plenty of power if I chose to try and do the fortress. I am going to do a no-no for me. But in one way it's a no-no, and the other way it's not. I am not taking liquid with me. That in some ways could get me in trouble. It's part of the reason I'm not going to walk very far. But there's no way I can handle 2 phones and my water bottle. My body my thumbs are not up to it, and I have not figured out a way yet. That's one thing I'm going to be looking into, to clip my water bottle to my body. So that will come in the future, but not right now. Let's see where my port key's at. And part of it also, you can see I have 0.5 left. So part of it also with me, with that, is the fact that with my phone being bigger, it's put extra stress on my thumbs trying to cast the spells. And so I'm going to be talking to my PT about that. I'm pretty sure it's just the muscles, but I may have dislocated something. The muscles may have gotten too weak, and I may have dislocated something. So we will have to wait and see. And what I'll do is I'll just talk to the physical therapist later today, let him know what's going on, and we will discuss if I need to make some changes, if I'm okay with what I'm doing, etc. So that wasn't what I was after. I actually should stop for a minute. I think the fortresses are listed here, but I am not sure we have mapped the I am actually going to have to go into Discord to open up that because it was open in my other phone. But okay, let's go here. I think okay, not in game news isn't where I put it. Okay, let's go in general and see if I can find it. So while I'm looking, you guys tell me, would you like me to go to CVX Live? I still have not heard anyone either way there. Okay, I will be, that reminds me I do need to set some stuff up, but if not, I'll have to go to my stream and find the link. Aha, there we are. So let's open that in Chrome so we don't lose it. Okay. Now we log in. And I'm going to show you this because I think this is helpful. Obviously, you need to authorize it. Okay, there's the minus and the plus coming from the bottom. There's the minus and the plus button, the little settings icon, S2, and then an arrow. If you click on the arrow, and then the search thing. If you click on the arrow, it will take you to where you're at. So, it says, this is about where I'm at, is what it's saying. And we have a fortress and a greenhouse. And we do not have the inns, obviously. Okay. So, in on Planet Walk the Sun. This is the nice thing of having two phones when I do this. Okay. Add to map and in, this one, continue, and we want this one right about here. Okay, and then we have the fortress and the greenhouse already placed. Okay, so now let's come, we don't need that one anymore. Come back into this. Turn on my game mode, fanatic game mode. That's always nice. And we are going to walk a little ways. Now the sad thing is none of this is actually shown on the Wizards Unite map. So I'm going to have to kind of guess. Look at my map, or my husband's map. Look at where I'm at. And try and guess where exactly we're at. I mean, because it's shown on the on this Wizards Unite map, but not on the one we're logging on. So, I will say that the reason I crossed straight across there is it doesn't have that jog, actually. So, nope. Guess I ought to be clicking. Okay, I checked both phones, and I think actually that was what I was missing to be able to do my, yep. So let's come over here while I'm at it, collect that. Yep, that's it. I'm gonna save the energy just because I can collect that at the very end of the day or something, so. Okay, go after this, and I will find a place to stop because we are about on top of the thing. Yep, we're right on top of it. Okay, so I'm going to open up again Chrome. Okay, we crossed the river, but we're right by the river. Should probably right about here. Okay, we need to add to map a greenhouse right about here, I'm gonna guess. Okay. Got the planet walk added in. Fanatic mode back on. Got it. Okay. See, and you can't see the river here in this one, but we are walking literally right along the side of it. That's why it's called so it could be either the river walk or the planet walk. It's been known as both. You guys can kind of see why it's called the planet walk. So what they did, and the reason all these planets are here, is what they did is they went through, and someone went through and figured out if the sun was here and Pluto was here, where would each of the planets be? And they spaced it out along here, and actually put markers in the ground at where it would be to help people be able to visualize that distance. So, it's like we started at the sun going whatever speed or whatever, and we've passed this many planets in that time. So if you walk a steady speed, it can give you that kind of idea of, okay, here's this, here's this, here's this, if that makes sense. And it's really helpful. The big reason they did it was for school children. And I'm sure you can imagine. So it's not a long walk. I think it's a mile each way. So and don't quote me on that because it could be different. But it is short enough for a child generally to be able to walk. It's got a paved path that usually is kept clear of stuff. When we came what day? Saturday, there actually was a tree fallen across the path, but it appears that tree has now been moved, and that's usually, they usually try to keep it in really good shape. For the reason that it's a chance for everyone to get out and walk along the river and enjoy their time. Okay, right on top of it. Open up my map. I think we're right to here. This is hard. Wait, let's see if we can have it bring me exactly where we're at. Yes and no. Okay. Let's go right around here. Okay. Nope, I don't like where that placed that. So we can edit it by hitting that one. Let's zoom in because it's not editing very well. Oh, really? Okay, let's see about reloading. There we are. Now let's zoom in because it's way, anyone who walks along here would know it's not clear over there. Okay, it's going to make us let's see if it'll let us put it there. Nope, it's making us keep it there. Oh well, it's close. You guys saw that. It's just not quite exact. Kinetic mode on, got it, okay. I did not need that. Ooh, I will take this one though. One security trail down on both phones. That one I did get on both, have to get on both phones. I am trying to remember what my husband needs and grab stuff for him while remembering what I need and grab stuff for me. And that can make things interesting. So he may not get everything that he could use. Oh, that was that one. Hi.
I've seen so many of the. I don't quite know what you mean by not.
Port key unlocked. See what port keys I have. They're all 2 kilometers. So, let's stop and use this now. Normally I would drop a Barufio's, but here, I'll let you look around. See, the river's right over that ridge, and there's a golf course just beyond it. Anyway, that's where we're at. Oh, cool. I mean, yes, I would have preferred Dragon Claw or... And if that's what I think it is, I am not complaining. Let's wait and see. I got another Swooping Evil and leveled up my Dark Arts, which means I'm going to get another rune. Yeah, 8 powdered Dragon Claw, 4 Toadstool. I think I'm going to need to find... or to start some more Toadstool. I have heard rumors that the greenhouse, as you guys know, I haven't picked up from a greenhouse in a while. I've heard rumors that they reduced the yield. So rather than getting like 20, if you max out a greenhouse, you get like 10. So, I would like to walk a port key, but I kind of want to keep my 2Ks. So I'm hoping a port key drops soon. And we've actually made it farther today than I made it with my daughter on Saturday, because we stopped when we kind of at one point turned back just because of everyone. The puppy was whining a lot, which had me suspicious, and my daughter wouldn't listen to me, which then we later figured out was what I was suspicious of. So, one thing about about service dogs and service puppies, they can be trained to alert to certain things, but to sense things like dehydration, that can't be trained into them. They can only alert to actions and cues like that. Well, her puppy is alerting when she's dehydrated, which we need to train in a different response. But in this case, the puppy was actually nudging the water bottles too out of my hands. I think that's part of why my fingers are hurting, is every couple of steps she would hit the bottle pretty hard. I was carrying water for her and water for me, and I asked my daughter to grab her water. Well, she didn't. And so her puppy was nudging my water bottle and the water bottle for the puppy all the time. The first couple of times, I didn't realize what she was doing and thought it was for her. So I would stop and fill up her water bottle. First time she drank pretty good. The second time, she did a couple laps and then looked up at my daughter and kind of just kind of ignored the water. And I was like, okay, and then would continue on. Well, eventually, and yes, sometimes I'm a little bit dense, and it takes me a while, but I realized she was alerting that my daughter needed to drink. And so I started asking my daughter, no, I'm fine, no, I'm fine. Finally, and by then, when I first started realizing, I turned around because her water bottle with her electrolytes was in the vehicle. And if she does not get her electrolytes, she gets dizzy and she gets vertigo and can literally pass out. Hence, part of the big reason for the service dog is she missed a lot of school last year, not because she was she had some because she was sick with a virus or things like that, but there were also a number of times in the past couple of years where she was almost passing out. Last year it reduced because we realized, and whenever she'd get to that point, would force her to drink. And we got her this electrolyte mix and everything. So, we did that. Okay, looks like I have choices of 2Ks or 1Ks. I guess I'm opening a 2K. So, we forced her to drink. And she'd get better and whatever. But this puppy, and it's a blessing because I'll be honest, I had hoped it would happen, but I kind of didn't think so. I mean, it's pretty rare for a puppy to be able to alert to something like that. And so for her puppy to actually alert on that is pretty significant, that we just literally went out and we basically met the puppy and picked it up that same day. Picked it up within 2 days, but made the decision that day. So, but the puppy instantly bonded to her, which was cool and very beneficial, very, very beneficial. And I think that's why the puppy's able to alert on this, to realize what's going on and alert. Anyway, so we got almost back to the car. Some of the way back when I was sure, I hit a point where I just told the puppy, I know, we're headed back to the car. Calm down, we're headed there. And I'll make her drink as soon as we get there. And the puppy calmed down. Well, then it hit a point where literally I could not keep a water bottle in my hand. That puppy was hitting it right, left, and center. I mean, it was getting very frustrating. I handed the water, and luckily the puppy's water was fresh water. The water from our taps. So, because, sometimes people don't do that, so I want to make it clear that's what it was. It wasn't like some people where they get it out of the river or something. It was regular tap water. Would have been better if I could have done electrolytes, but we didn't have the electrolytes with us. So, we stopped and I made her drink. I'm like, we're stopping here. You are going to drink now. You do not have a choice. And she kind of fussed and whatever. I'm like, I can't hold on to these bottles anymore with what your puppy's doing. I know what your puppy's saying. You drink. She's like, fine, and she made a point of making sure her puppy saw her drinking. Immediately, puppy stops trying to knock the water bottle out of my hands. It was like, I told you exactly what she's doing. So that was kind of cool that day, but obviously it meant we had to turn around early. Okay, let's see. We are right in front of 2. So let's go see what I have here. We can collect this one. Sorry, am I?
Oh no, you're good.
Okay, just making sure.
No, this is part of her training, to be calm and quiet while other people are around. So you're fine.
Oh, I totally get it. That's what I was just talking. So I'm live streaming, and that's what I was just talking about. We're training a service dog for my daughter.
Nice.
Because when I was explaining that last Saturday, she was literally, when we were on this hike, knocking the water bottle out of my hands, you know, just very aggressively. And we're like,
Yeah.
And my daughter kept insisting she's not dehydrated, but she gets dehydrated and then gets vertigo. My daughter kept, no, I'm fine. And I was pretty sure what the puppy was alerting to.
Nice.
And we ended up, I made her drink, and yeah, puppy was alerting that she was low.
That's great.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
Especially because, as you know, if you are into service dogs, which it looks like you are,
Yep.
you know that that can't be trained.
Oh yeah, it's instinct.
Yeah. And so the fact that the one thing she needs the most is the one thing that the puppy's doing was like, yes.
That's cool. Oh really? Calm enough to, not even walk.
Sorry, I'm also streaming on Wizards Unite. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's get that added in there. And then we're going to add a greenhouse basically right by it. Oh, this one isn't named the same. Nice to meet you guys. Okay, so I know I should go the last little bit. You can see where we're at. But honestly, I'm worried that last little bit may be just a bit too much. So I'm going to flip around and walk back towards the car, because I can kind of tell I may have pushed it a little bit talking to you guys, getting into the story. That is the one nice thing about streaming while doing this, is I forget what I'm doing, which can be good and bad. The good news is I forget what I'm doing, so I don't feel any pain or anything. The bad news is I forget what I'm doing, so I don't feel any pain or anything. Basically, it means I can overdo it easier, which is not necessarily a good thing. But that's okay. I enjoy my time talking to you guys too much. So run from that one, catch this one on my husband's. It's the last he needs of that one. And then I'll kind of walk you through maybe sometime and show you what I mean by sometimes he's higher prestiged, but nope, it departed on him. Higher prestige, but lower level. Don't see anything around for a minute. Let's go in here, especially since I need to go in here. Okay, ranked up on that one. Let's go back here. Okay, so I'm ranked 25, he's ranked 20. We're the same on that one. I am ahead on this one. I'm silver, he's bronze, and then there's that. Okay, we're both at rank 22. Silver. Okay, we are the same there. 9 3/4. I'm ranked 21. He's 18. I'm silver. He's bronze. Same. Oop. And obviously that's a new one, which I suspected, but okay. 15 and 13. Same, I think, and same. 16 and 13. Oh yeah, we're the same there. I just remembered how you can tell. Same and same. 19 and 19. On this one, I am bronze. He is silver. So he's ahead on the prestiging, but not on the rank. Rank, we're right about the same. Same and same. Okay, he's 17. I'm 19 on this one. He's silver, where I'm still bronze. We're at the same there, and the same there, and the same there. I'm 21, he's 25, so he has a head on this one. He's gold, I'm silver. Same and same. This one, I'm 20, he's 18. We're both silver. Same and same. I'm 21, he's 22, just barely. But we're the same, and same. So that kind of shows you that you cannot go just from the prestige level. Sometimes we were the same. Sometimes I was ahead. Sometimes he was ahead. So that's something to be aware of. So the reason I would be at a higher prestige or a higher level and him at a higher prestige would be if I caught more of the things than he did. In other words, you guys know I went out and I focused at one point on just trying out wands. And that required me just catching stuff. It didn't matter if I had it or not. Well, every time you catch something that you've got, it prestiges the page. Or not prestiges the page. It gives you energy. So you can level up and not prestige a page. So, to prestige a page, you need to have everything that's missing in that page. And that's also why it's very hard for us to say, okay, we're at a certain level, I need this, or I don't need this. Because what I might need, he may not need. And what he may need, I may not need, or we may both need it, or both not need it. So, that's part of what makes it more interesting playing two phones, because you have to be aware. And that's why one reason I like having the fragment count up top. The other reason I like having it, obviously, is when you prestige a page and forget you've prestiged the page. That can get frustrating. Ooh. We both need this, I'm pretty sure. Please. Nope, didn't catch it. That's the one thing I need to prestige that page, and I'm still not catching it. Every time it shows up, it departs. Well, it departed on my husband too, so just took a few more spells. So we will, when we get back, see about, let's see where I am with my port key. Just curious, 1.4 out of 2. Now, oh, that reminds me. So, the way Wizards Unite does the port keys is different from the way Pokemon Go does. In Pokemon Go, it doubles the distance. So for every mile you walk, it shows up 2 miles. So that would, according to Pokemon Go, the 1.4 would be indicative that I have walked 0.7 kilometers since starting that port key. However, Wizards Unite does not do it that way. Wizards Unite, when you drop the port key, immediately gives you half the distance. That means when I dropped this port key, since it's a 2K port key, it gave me 1K immediately. Then you subtract half the distance and then figure out where you're at. So I've gone 0.2 kilometers rather than 0.7 that you would assume if you were looking at it the way Pokemon Go does. That has confused some people, because they're like, but I've gone this far and it's only credited me for half that distance. Well, the reason it only credited half the distance is because you walked, you were already credited the other half. You were given that other half when you first started walking. So, that's something to keep in mind as you're trying to figure out how far you've gone, things like that. So, when you figure your distance, subtract half of how far you've gone, or not how far you've gone, rather than taking half of how far you've gone, subtract half of the port key, and what you have left is your distance. So, at least with this event. And in some ways, honestly, I think the programming for that might be a lot simpler than the programming for figure every time, or for as you're walking, put in double the distance. Because then you basically only need to check it during the event. As soon as the event's over, you are done. Whereas so what I mean by that is this: have it check as soon as you drop a port key, not before and not any other time. It's one check every time you drop a port key. So when it starts counting, if it's during the event, it checks for the distance and automatically credits half. Now you do sometimes have to walk at least a few steps or whatever, a little bit, and then click on something for it to register that. But that's all the checks it has to do. However, with Pokemon Go, every single time you walk, it has to check, when was this port key dropped? Was it dropped during an event or not? Because any port keys or any eggs dropped during the event still are half distance the whole time. Same will happen with port keys because you've already been credited with it. But let's say someone drops an egg during a port key and they walk 0.1 or 0.2 kilometers. Every day is all. Well, for the rest of the time, until that egg hatches, let's say they drop a 10K. Just as a idea. So if you drop a 10K, which would make it 5K you have to walk, and then you walk 0.1 every day, you're going to have 50 days of walking that need to be credited with the double walking distance. So, you have to have it check continuously, was this dropped during an event? Period. During a walking event. And have it marked somehow and retain that mark on that egg until the event, or until that egg, and for all the marked eggs, credit that, period, until that egg's opened. So I do need to go report that. This one. So you can see how that could cause issues with that. Is that between Mercury and Saturn, I believe. we're just going to leave that there because Mercury and Jupiter. There. That'll make it clear. Yes, I'll take this too. Accidentally clicked on it, but I'll definitely take it. So this is a case of I'm actually ahead because I'm in the next group up where my husband has all of those. Can't remember what he's looking for to level that group up. And we unlocked my port key. Let's go to the port key. I'm going to walk over into the shade. Oh, maybe I can show you. See the river? Down in the trees. Don't know if you see it very well from here. Let's come over here. Hopefully you can see the river flowing back there. I'm not positive. There you can. So, go back into the shade. That's why it's called Riverwalk. And I've already told you Planet Walk. So, I would like unicorn hair and dragon claw. Not gonna get it. That's okay. I guess we'll drop one more port key in there. Can't hurt. And watch for one. Oh, there's a port key already. Go after this guy. I am definitely going to need something to drink when I get home. Or get back to the car. I do have liquid in the car. As I said before, I just could not. And we have another one. And that one departed. And didn't show up on my husband yet. So, I'm not going to report it unless it shows up on my husband. Just because sometimes I've noticed that happens. It's just it forgetting you went after it. Sadly, it then insists on you still using the spell energy, but unless you run. But that's okay. Nope, didn't show up for my husband. So I suspect that's what that was. It was for some reason it hadn't registered. Niffler, neither of us need that one, I know that. Okay, there are some benches up here that I'm actually going to go stop at for a minute. Spin both one or both fortresses or I mean not fortresses, inns, and go after the fortress. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what popped up over there. Let's go in here for right now in the profession. I wonder if I can reach it in from here, or what we can do from here. Because if I can fight from here, yeah, we still have enough. He wants level 5, I believe. Let me go check before I do anything. Yeah, he needs one more. Let's go check this. Okay. I'm waiting because I'm waiting to get the other phone ready. Dropping one for him. So, okay. Okay, let's see. Gonna let him go first. That's not what he needed, but I'm still gonna go after it. He needs a formidable. But he doesn't need that, so. Oh, wasn't watching mine. I was trying to choose what to go after for him. That's where I ended up in trouble. Okay, he has one more hit. I am going to strengthen him up and let him go after that other one, just because he's strong against it and I'm weaker. And then I can just, if necessary, strengthen him up. So he did not get the formidable Death Eater he needs. I did drop a Barufio, so I might choose to go back in. I think I'm gonna do that. Switch hands again, because I switched when he was out. Okay, what do we have? I'm gonna go after this pixie and see what happens with if what he needs shows up. Nothing showed up so far. Another werewolf. Okay, guess he's going after the werewolf. And I will go after a werewolf. Actually, let's drop this first. His isn't showing up for some reason. There, now it did. Guess I'll go after this one. Kind of narrows it down. Come on. Sorry, I was going after the werewolf for him because it was being a pain. There. Trying to see what I can do with okay, so he still didn't get his Death Eater. I may go in one more time taking a Dark Arts. That should get him his Death Eater. So why am I not dropping anything on him? It's because the only thing I have to drop on him, there, is, okay, what's going on? What the heck? I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Anyone wanna, or I'm gonna have to go report that, but whoa. That was a weird gym glitch. I wonder if he'll get credit for his Death Eater. We'll have to see. But you guys saw that we were fine on time. I didn't drop anything or anything. And then all of a sudden we're going after a formidable, or after 5 more things. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. I have never seen that happen before. Okay, we see everything that's going to be here. Let's see. Let's weaken the lowest one, this one, for me. This one I'm going after. This one he's going after. And I am definitely going to have people watch and see what the heck happened here, if they can figure out that glitch. I mean, if it counts for him, I'm not going to complain, but it definitely is a weird glitch. Now he's going after this one, just because he's strongest against it. So the dragging up is all I can do to help strengthen him. And if he's not too low in health, I don't want to go do that, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm not dropping anything on him right now, anything else. At the same time, the Auror has things that weaken him. And so that's what I was dropping on the one that, when I said I'm dropping these on me to help me out, that was why. That was the strangest battle I have seen. Let's go see if he completed his SOS. He did. I'm going to claim it right now, but I think I have plenty of stuff to go in and fight. So I'm setting down his phone and going to see what we can do. Okay, imposing Rickling. Oh, I forgot to do something. Let's do it right now, since we know we're going to need that. I need to not be playing around with his phone while I'm fighting. I do have 8 minutes. That's a positive thing. But that means I have 2 minutes per thing. Not even 2 minutes, because that would be 12 minutes. I have just over a minute per thing to defeat with. So, and I only know what 3 of these are going to be. Let's go with the hardest again. Hardest ones to beat. Let's immediately drop one of these, no questions asked. Let's drop one of these, no questions asked, because that'll strengthen me up, and then let's go here. So that's why I got that critical hit off, was partway because I dropped that healing potion. I know it may have seemed stupid, I was nowhere near low, but if you can stay up in the top, I believe 3/4, maybe it's a half, you hit harder. At least with the research that I've done. And I should have dropped another one, but hopefully we can get it without having to. Because we're now low enough that one more hit. 6 minutes. We have 3 left. That is a good sign. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take this one in. Because this is the next one I'm going to be weak against. Now, first things first. Drop this. You can see he's definitely not weak against me, and why I say you want to come in potioned up. Okay, one more, and then I'm going to have to drop a health. Okay, one thing I have noticed, you do only have a little bit of time to drop things. So that's why, except at the beginning, that's why I'm only dropping one of the 2 at a time. See? You can see why I felt that I needed to pull this guy in next, because this will dictate, with how long he's taking, what I have to do with the acromantula, that we already know I'm strong against, but well, I am strong against it. If I don't have enough time, I'm gonna have to take that into consideration and drop a potion to beat him faster. And as you can see, we're down to, this guy's taken over 2 minutes. And we're still fighting him down. It's stupid that, like, some of these times I have hit him and I'm barely touching him. Okay, hopefully he does not dodge this one, or else that's going to give us, yeah, that would have given us even more issues. Okay, we still have 3 to beat, and we have 3 minutes, so you can see this is going to get to be a problem. So we have 1 minute to take out everything, each, 1 minute each. Okay. If I can get some more of those, we may be good. But I think we're going to be hurting. So I think I'm just going to have to level up again before I can go after this one. And obviously get some more potions. Doesn't mean I'm going to give up, because you never know, but the way this one's going and knowing what's out there, okay, I'm not going to drop another healing. There's no way. I can't get through 2 in a minute and a half. Even if I wanted, not where I haven't even finished this guy off. So because if you look at their strength too, I couldn't have made that in a minute and a half. So I'm just gonna let it kind of die, give up. Actually, no, let's stay. I'm not sure if running will get rid of your energy, so let's see if I can get rid of him in 37 seconds. I kind of doubt it, but we can try. And I only had 30 spell power left too, so I am going to walk over near the inns in the car. And go from there. So, ended on a not the greatest note, but that's okay. If you don't try, you never know. And now we know where we're at, and you guys, I hit X. And you guys can see that. You guys have an idea of what is required. And can take that information and use it in your gameplay. So I'm not upset at all. Okay, checking on my husband. That other one is tonks. I don't need tonks. There she is. Okay. Don't need that. Check the other two sports. Don't need that. And the other one. And I don't need that. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to finish up or do is go around in a little bit and just gather energy. So I'm going to let you guys go. You guys got to see what it's like fighting in that gym. You got to see the weird whatever that happened with the fortress. I still don't know what that one was. That one's got me confused. And we will go from there. So I actually was standing outside my car for just a minute, making sure I spun his gym, finishing talking to you guys. So, just have the energy to cook, and then prefer to do that one at home. I will catch anything I can for the next little bit possibly, and I will see you later. Bye.